Thank you all for joining our program partner meeting. Can you only believe it, folks? Is it really only week 2? It feels like it's already week 15. So now we know only 15 more weeks to go. All right, no one's counting, including me. We just want to acknowledge the land that feeds and sustains us. We know the land that we reside on that feeds us, where the University of Utah is hosted on, is named for the Ute tribe, is a traditional and ancestral homeland of the Shoshone, Paiute, and Goshute and Ute tribes. And we recognize and respect the enduring relationship that exists between many Indigenous peoples and their ancestral homelands. We respect the sovereign relationship between tribes, states, and the federal government, and our university's commitment to partner with Native nations and urban Indian communities through research, education, and community outreach. You all probably already know me, but just in case, we just want to remind you, you're in a virtual meeting with us. My name is Dr. Isabel Fukushima. I'm the Associate Dean of Undergraduate Studies, and I run the Office of Undergraduate Research. I'm also, you may notice there may be a rambunctious little Hera who's a little Shih Tzu joining the meeting with her growls. So I just want to apologize in advance and thank you all for your patience. I'm also joined by my co-facilitator, Angie. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Angie Leva. I'm the academic program coordinator here for the office, and you'll probably see a lot of emails from me regarding OUR program partners and the summer program for undergraduate research.
Yeah, so let's just give Angie a shout out for being a wonderful human being who really does a lot for the office with regards to our program partners. So I really want to thank Angie as well as the members of the OUR team who support her. I believe we are joined by Shelley and Bradley, who can introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Bradley. I'm the outreach coordinator for the Office of Undergraduate Research.
Hi, I'm Shelley Parker. I'm the events manager for OUR.
All right. And we also have a wonderful team of other folks. We don't do this work alone, and we just want to acknowledge our students and other staff who join the team. But as a friendly reminder, what the Program Partners does, for those that this may be your first meeting, is we share knowledge and resources about how we can support you as our partner with your work to support undergraduate research on campus. We really are here to support you in creating the infrastructure that is needed to support undergraduate research with your offices, programs, or research teams. We also want to create visibility for the work that you do, and we collaborate with all of you to create programming. And the most robust programming is during the summer, but we see you as partners year round. And that we recognize that we are here to support you all, and we want to thank you all for supporting our team with your collaboration. And so we just want to thank you all for being here. And Cindy is also on the call. Hey, let's call Cindy into the room. Sorry, that was super rude of me. Cindy is my left arm. Cindy, please introduce yourself.
No worries. Hi, everyone. My name is Cindy Greaves. I'm the associate director in the office.
Yes, and you've probably received an email from Cindy as well. So thank you both. Sorry about that. All right, so we just want to acknowledge that these are our acknowledged program partners that we have a memorandum of understanding with, which means that we formally partner with you. If you don't see your name on this list, don't cry, don't feel sad. We are always happy to formally partner with you, but you also may be partnering with us in other informal ways, and so have been invited to these meetings because you are supporting students with in other ways. But if you want to be listed formally on our website as a program partner with your research team, department, office, or program, please do reach out to the office. We do go into agreements, so it's clear to our office how we're supporting you, as well as how you are collaborating with us. We just want to make sure you are getting the information you need to be effective in supporting undergraduate researchers. So we just want to acknowledge that this is a very robust growing list, and we want to thank our partners who have also been longtime partners over the years, extending back before I even started my job over 3.5 years ago. So I just want to thank you all for your ongoing partnership, and welcome those who are newly participating in the partnerships with the Office of Undergraduate Research. Hey, look at that. Chemistry is Department of Chemistry, not chemical engineering. Okay, we'll make sure, Angie, if you can make sure the website is updated with the correct information. So why don't we just go ahead and have folks briefly introduce themselves, name of program that is supporting undergraduate researchers.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Warner. I'm the program manager for the Spencer Fox Eccles, School of Medicine, Office of Academic Culture and Community, and we do run MAP, which is the Medical Admissions Preparatory Program for our big annual summer program.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tino Nyawelo. I'm in the Department of Physics and Astronomy. I run REU, funded NSF REU. I co-run it with my colleague Jordan Curtin. And then also in addition to that, we have a fellowship for our local student that the two programs, we run them together. And yeah, we have been running our site for 13 years now.
I'm Wally Taranger, and I'm the program coordinator for the Native American Research Internship. We're housed in the Research Education Office under the Department of Pediatrics.
I'm Lauren Liang, and I'm the director of the LEAP and Quest programs, and we're partnering with UR in a couple different ways, but one way is an upcoming new scholarship.
I'm Jamesina Simpson. I'm a professor in electrical and computer engineering, and we just got in a research REU site for our department.
My name is Monica Salas Jimenez, and I am the program manager for the Office of Cancer Research and Career Enhancement about Huntsman Cancer, and I oversee some of our summer programs, including the Fight for the Fight Cancer Research Program.
Hi, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Morales. I'm with the Pathmaker Scholars Program up at Huntsman Cancer Institute. Nice to see everybody.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ming Chen Hammond. Myself and Professor Michael Grunwald are the co-directors of the Chemistry REU program. And we're finding out in about 1 week about the status of our renewal. So fingers crossed. We did get a smiley face from the program officer, whatever that means.
Hi, good morning. Guillermo Cuevas. I'm programs manager for the Health Sciences Workforce Excellence Office. Work with Dr. Jose Rodriguez. I am also part of the Health Sciences LEAP program. And I'm really excited to be here with you all.
Y'all, Happy New Year. My name is Addison Eckhoff. I am the undergrad advisor for linguistics and then some of the world languages and cultures as well. And I just work with students trying to find undergraduate research opportunities, sometimes with a speech acquisition lab we have in the department, sometimes in other areas.
And Dave is in transit, so we won't ask Dave to unmute himself. And so Dave, you can introduce yourself via chat, how you want to be introduced.
Hi, I'm Mike Middleton, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs in the College of Humanities.
Hi, this is Maria Garcia. I'm the Program Manager for the Realm REU in Atmospheric Sciences. And I'm currently in New Orleans recruiting students for our next cohort.
Good morning, everyone. Gloria Slatton here. I am the research manager for the Genomic Summer Research for Magnificence and also the Native American Summer Research Internship.
I'm Kaylee. I work with Lauren as the program manager for Quest and LEAP, and we are newly administering some funds and scholarships provided by the Utah Academy of Sciences, Arts, and Letters.
Great job, everyone. Everyone has been introduced except Dave, who's going to find time to use the chat feature when the bus allows him to. He is being very environmentally friendly using public transit. So thank you all for introducing yourselves. You're all doing really wonderful work. Is there any good news that folks just want to share as a highlight? So we got already a prospective good news, happy faces to Ming's team, or Dr. Hammond's team. Did anyone else want to share some good news that you'd love to kind of just drop into this group? No good news? Okay, well, are you all just a shy group? Is it going to come to you later? Is it just that time of the year? Well, if it comes to you later, just go ahead and share that with the group. We'd love to celebrate with you all. I think LEAP getting a new funding opportunity for our students, our partners growing, is all good news, as well as the fact that you're all here. It's just so wonderful. And thank you, Addison, for reminding us it is the new year. So thank you all for joining us in 2025 and continuing to partner. We just want to make sure Angie did send out the agenda, and she has a lot of stuff to go over with the rest of you. And we'd love your feedback on those different points. With her and Shelley are going to take point in a couple slides moving forward. But I just wanted to check in if there's any challenges or things that you want to make sure we discuss. Chatty group. hard crowd, tough crowd. No worries. If challenges come up, we can go ahead and get to that. So some of the things that I think we are all really excited to talk about is our summer 2025 program. So we're going to go over what's happening and have different points of discussion, as well as discuss with our partners who have elected to have students also apply for their programs, how we, after piloting it last summer, how that's going to look this coming summer. We have some office updates and just some reminders that we'll also share, which includes a new award that we are awarding students, that your students would be eligible to submit for, as well as a couple other announcements that we'd love your students and faculty to be considered for. And so without further ado, we're really going to get into our summer 2025 programming. And so I'm going to hand this over to the Angie meets Shelley part of the team, because they're really going to really talk. They know more about this. So how about I'm going to punt it over to you all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Fukushima. So this is Summer 2025 Education Series. This is going based off of the last education series and the feedback that we received from you, our program partners, and students. These were the Ed series topics that we, again, got feedback from you all. We're recommending that we do them again, and the first one being the Title IX session, and we can do 2 sessions again if necessary. If you all remember, we did 2 sessions, one in the beginning towards the end of May, and then one later in June to accommodate you programs that don't start until a little later in the summer. And so we feel like that went well, and we can definitely do that again, as well as our data visualization and poster presentation. That is one we do towards middle of the summer as students get prepared for URS symposium. This is hosted by 2 wonderful members of the library team, Donna Bellucci and Greg Hatch. It was also, correct me if I'm wrong, Shelley, one of the most popular viewed on demand education series, as well as it gives a lot of students feedback on inputs, things to consider as they're preparing their posters for presentation. As well as we are moving along, intro to the IRB, public speaking, and the NSF grad research.
So how do folks feel about that? Any thoughts or concerns or any programming that you think was like missed from last summer that you would like us to help coordinate for the education series, which again, these are weekly workshops that your students can join remotely via Zoom. They are recorded, so if they miss them, they're always welcome to watch it on demand. Shelley starts organizing this pretty early. Thank you, Shelley, for all the corralling that you do. Time and dates, Shelley, do you have time and dates?
No, I haven't scheduled anything yet. I'm just looking for topics right now.
Yeah, so we'll make sure you all get a final agenda once by we mean Shelley has it all ready to go for you all. So, and Angie usually kind of communicates a final roster of all of the events and programming that's happening. So these are required for SPUR. So the question is, are these recommended, not required? Well, they're required for our summer program participants and those that integrate into our programs. We require them as part of their professional development. But for those that are partners like you all who are electing, it is elective for your students. It's highly encouraged. We do believe that part of the summer experience is not only having full-time experiences with faculty, but professional development. And we want to relieve you all of that kind of logistical work if we can support that with topics that everyone would benefit from. And they are usually coordinated around the same times between 11 and 2 is the goal, and Shelley tries to coordinate them midweek, so somewhere between Tuesday and Thursday, but it really is dependent on our facilitators' availability. So Shelley's trying to really get a lot of moving parts going, and also we don't like to have multiple education series in the same week, so she's also trying to disperse it throughout the summer. Well, thanks, Ming, for your, the topics look great. That's what we're looking for right now, some validation. So we appreciate it. So if there's if you have any thoughts and you're just you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to openly say anything, just go ahead and send Angie that feedback and she'll go ahead and collect any kind of concerns or things missing, and we can see what we can do. These are some suggestions of topics that we got from the students. We can do 3 more in addition to the ones on the previous slide. So do these look okay to you? Do you have any other suggestions? Yeah, so in case if somebody's listening and on the road, we'll just say it out loud for them is science identity or fostering your science identity, citational practices, regular citations and using AI. So we're thinking of working with the libraries for that, as well as writing a research paper. We did abstract writing last summer, and so we were thinking maybe instead of doing that, we would kind of do something a little bit more advanced around research paper, writing a research paper for a journal.
David asked about IACUC, and we have contacted them, but we couldn't schedule it. I don't think they were ready.
All right, well, let's not labor the process. Again, feedback, send it to Angie. And if your minds are blown, please also send us your your strong enthusiasm too. We love the positive feedback, but also the concerns. Angie, keep on taking it away. I think this is still all you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So based on the feedback we heard last summer, many of you were inquiring about a summer mentor orientation. And so we're just here to remind everybody that OUR is going to be hosting a summer mentor orientation. And this is going to be geared specifically for faculty, staff, and graduate students that will be mentoring students for summer research. We have a date set for Tuesday, May 6th, and it'll be at 11 a.m. It will be presented by Dr. Fukushima, and the topic is mentoring across differences. And so here it'll be a session about learning communication strategies, research practices, and methods for supporting mentees across cultural differences. And we would like some feedback on the format. We are envisioning it as, 35 minutes of presentation, followed by breakout session for the attendees. And with the breakout sessions, we would like it if you could all affirm with me what faculty, staff will be in attendance so that we can create the breakout sessions for you all in advance, kind of save time that way. And the breakout session time is going to be used specifically for you all to coordinate and discuss specifics of your program activities, expectations, and resources. And along with this, we would also like to know how much time you are all envisioning you would need for the breakout sessions.
Hi, Angie. This is Monica from Huntsman. Thank you so much for presenting this and adding this resource. So just to be clear, if we have our mentors attend, it is also our responsibility as program managers to also attend, to be a part of these breakout sessions.
I think in the past, the reason why you attend is because you then kind of go over logistically any kinds of questions they might have or things they might need to know for your specific program, unit, or office. And so, for example, NARI and GSRM are going to break out and go over things that are very specific to their programs that they want their mentors to know about. That'll look really different than what the chemistry REU is doing. And so this allows you with those to work with your mentors on a more specific conversation. I hope that helps make sense because you all have different timelines and other activities you want to make sure that they're aware of. And maybe if our other colleagues I can call into the room, such as Tino, Gloria, if you want to also maybe make suggestions of how you might use that time.
First, I had wanted to say that I was going to ask if it was possible, or since the breakout sessions, like you said, is kind of there's a lot of attendees and it's going to be hard to coordinate. I think that one thought I have is, logistically speaking, we usually invite our faculty as well as, for example, senior postdocs or grad students that are involved, direct supervision, to also attend, and wanted to ask if that was okay. But the second thing is that it's with the number of students that we have, it can be difficult to give you exact who's who. So I was going to suggest perhaps that we can give you maybe a Zoom link if we are having a breakout session, like a separate Zoom link, so that we can send our chemistry colleagues all, maybe you can post oh, here's the breakout or the Zoom links for these programs that maybe have them. And that might save you guys work, but I'm not sure if you guys
maybe a little bit easier. So I'm going to just talk out loud right now is we just need to know that you for sure are coming as a partner. What Angie can do is make sure your name appears in the group. And then when we break out in session, people just elect for the name.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I don't think we actually need to know exactly who's coming. We just need to know you're coming. So then
Gotcha.
that way
Yeah.
we don't miss a partner who wanted to do a breakout session. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought you meant like everybody needed to be listed. So no, that sounds perfect. Or it could just maybe be like chemistry RU, because it could be me or Michael. And then just some thoughts on the things before, and then Tino is next, was to say that we found it very, very useful having this second session. The first session is also really great. Has been in previous years. So really happy that you guys are helping us with this mentor orientation. But in ours program specific ones, this is where we give our colleagues the schedule and talk through like expectations, and also kind of checkpoints with for where we're going to check in with them and when we're going to be checking in with their mentees, and just really kind of answering also any kind of questions especially for the first time mentors. It's incredibly useful to have this before the program starts.
Along the line of what Ming just said. So the first session is really, really useful for our colleagues just to be reminded about mentoring. Some of them, at least from experience, is that they're good researchers, so they could be a good mentor. So it's always good to remind them about just some few things about mentoring, communication, all those kind of things on the first sessions. And then when we break out, then my role and Jordan will be to go through at that time, because we will have the whole schedule of all professional development. We'll go through it. Some of them are optional, some of them are mandatory. So that is the time that we lay out our expectation for mentor, what we're expecting from them when they're here, and then go through some detail. If they're leaving, they should let us know, and then make sure that there is somebody who will be. So those are the time that we'll be able to use just to make sure that all of us are on board.
That sounds great. And then Gloria, did you want to add anything to this? Or
No,
anybody?
Tino and Min did a fantastic job. The only thing that I will say is that we have been on the fence of making this mandatory for our mentors and co-mentors, which are the graduate students and postdocs. But I think that we are going to perhaps consider making it mandatory for new mentors and co-mentors. So that's where we land right now.
Yeah, we're going to defer to you all to decide, because as we know, it's actually really hard to make faculty do things, especially if they have specific things in their schedule happening. So we're going to defer to you all, but we want to make sure that we, per request, and bring back something that got lost last summer. So we are bringing it back. And so I want to thank you all for the suggestions. And I think this will work out fine. If you have ideas for questions you would like to see answered in the first part, please just go ahead and send Angie those questions or topics, and then we'll see what we can do to make sure that we use that first 35 minutes wisely to make sure that your mentors are prepped with the tools that they need.
I don't know if this is technically feasible, but recording those breakout sessions, is it possible to record breakout sessions?
Shelley and Angie, do you know?
Not that I know of. When we do them, nothing records.
So that would be a no, but maybe what you can do is you can maybe open up one of your apps to do a screen record on your end. And then that way you have what you need. And if you want to share it with Angie and Shelley, if folks inquire them about your session, breakout session, they can share that with them, or we don't need to get it. So why don't you all kind of think about what would work best for sharing that information, part 2.
Grad School Mini Expo, we have it scheduled for June 4th, 1 to 4:30. I confirmed Dean Butt as the keynote speaker. And we got different rooms for the tabling. So we will have, we'll be able to have more sessions. Because last year we had the one part of the ballroom we made into breakout into tabling, and therefore we couldn't have any sessions. And these are the topics, suggestions for this summer. It's interviewing skills, and we do breakout sessions to practice elevator pitches, letters of recommendation, how to ask for them, how to choose graduate programs to apply for, applying to graduate school, and will include specifics on STEM and medicine, how to thrive as a grad student. We did that last year. And that's just a bunch of grad students on a panel. And then Martel said he could do a session on racial inequity. Any suggestions?
As folks are looking at this, one thing I just want to remind folks is that any partner and any student actually at the University of Utah that wants to attend the Graduate School Mini Expo is welcome to. We curated this specifically for our program, our partners, and our SPUR students. But if you have other students who want to attend, we won't shut the door. We just do need the students to register so we can make sure we have enough pizza.
Yeah, so this is Ming. I was wondering if because we've done this mini expo, or actually required our students as well to attend. I was curious if also you've gotten feedback from SPUR students about this, whether it, in terms of the timing, because I know actually just scheduling it might just be difficult for so many reasons. But it seemed last year, I think our students felt it was a little bit early, meaning that, they've just started in the research labs, and many of them, the question of being in a graduate program, they're still, some of them are still wanting to see how the research experience is as part of assessing whether they want to go on to graduate school. So I think for our students, sometimes it felt like a little bit early, but I mean, this is the date for this year, but I was just wondering if other people had similar experiences with their students in their program.
We would love to hear from folks. So I guess one of the things is if we get too late, then we get too close to our other events with the summer symposium. And that's where I think where things are a little bit tricky, because then we're also then having to prepare the students for poster presentations, submitting for a journal, and they may be submitting to other things with their faculty. And so I think what I worry about is it's a little bit too late. But I guess like this, I don't know. I'd love to hear from other folks, because I'm like, it's either they're thinking about grad school or not. And at this point, I don't know if it's a bad thing to get them thinking about it earlier on. I don't know. Yeah, but I'd love to hear from folks.
For many of our programs, I don't know for how many of the programs, June 4 will be the second week they are on campus. And they are just landing at the university. Many of them, they are not even that orientated in their own labs or groups, not alone even the university settings. I worry that is a little bit earlier. I'm not even just talking about graduate school, thinking about graduate school, but more like their landing feet.
Well, I think one of the things, I guess I would need Shelley to chime in on this, is we're also working with our keynote schedule. And so it also depends on when Dean Butt is available, and also when we can get the alumni house. Is that correct, Shelley?
Yes, I've got a couple of dates that Dean Butt was available in June. So if those are still available, I can look at those and then contact the alumni house.
Okay, we'll see if we can push it back a little bit later. So we'll see what we can do. We'll get back to folks.
Okay, the summer symposium is scheduled for Thursday, July 31st, 9 to 12 at the alumni house. This year, we're going to actually do poster prizes. The categories would be best in STEM, best in humanities and fine arts, best in wellness, health and medicine, best in social sciences, and best overall poster. And they'd get a cash prize, and then we'd give them a big ribbon to put on their poster, and they'd have a red ribbon on their name tag that said they were a winner. And then we'll promote it. We will brag about them. If we do that, we would need to have an earlier submission. So they would need to submit their digital file of their poster by the 21st. And then I'll get it on the website, and we'll have the poster evaluators evaluate their poster on the website. Does anybody want to be on the poster prize committee?
And it's not required. Your students can still submit. There'll be a second later deadline. Is that correct, Shelley? So there'll be a second later deadline. So if they really, just would rather just work on their poster and are not worried about the poster prize, then that would be for them. And I think there was interest in the earlier slide. And so if you're interested in being in the committee, please reach out to Angie and she'll go ahead and collect those names. We already got a chat, so we are visibly acknowledging Monica's ready to join that committee. Thank you, Monica. Our annual report is on our website, and Angie can drop in the link for the annual report. We report out the next summer, so summer 2025 will come out in the following report. And so our next annual report that comes out in June will actually have data from summer 2024. And so this is looking at what student success was from summer 2023. We make sure you all get that report as well. And we acknowledge you in the report since you are partners with us. And we do find that students generally are perceived as pretty positive in their presentations. But here you'll see, there's kind of just different varying slight differences, and we're happy to kind of break that down in a future conversation if you're interested. All right, so we're going to keep going. So then Angie, you're on summer socials, and then as far as topics, please keep that coming in. We are thinking about AI for sure with citational practices, so we'll kind of introduce it in that way. And then we'll be meeting with the folks at the VPR's office to also get available to you all to remind you about what they might have available as far as ethics and research with their programming as well. So we kind of don't want to run into each other's programs, so we'll be collaborating for this forthcoming summer. But Angie, take it away with summer socials.
Last summer, we did OUR and our program partners. Thank you to everyone who did co-host and host a social. We held 5 socials with a total of 376 students who attended. And so if any program is interested in hosting or co-hosting a social for summer 2025, please connect with me by March 15th. That way we can give everybody ample time to put it on schedules and let your students know that these socials are happening. And just tips that we like to share with programs as you think about planning for summer 2025 socials. Socials are better attended when food is provided. We have found that when we do provide food, students like to come, no surprise. In the past, we have hosted socials that have been volleyball, bowling, food trucks, making ice cream. Students really enjoy these just because it gives them a chance to connect with other students that are coming to the U doing summer programming. And so it is a great opportunity for them to grow their network and, really create and participate in the research community that we are trying to build here at the U. And just as a reminder, OUR will be continuing to assist in promoting the socials. In the past, we have made, those social media assets with QR codes, maps, information of when the social is taking place. OUR will continue to do that. We will continue promoting it on our social medias, sharing it with you so you can share it with your students, as well as we are going to be providing a master calendar of events on our website and also to our partners, which will have all of these events listed on there. And if anyone is needing support with the socials, OUR does support with $150 to go towards any food or activity for any programs that co-host a social.
Angie, can you talk about the UMFA partnership that we're doing for one of the socials?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for the reminder. So this is very exciting. So Utah Museum of Fine Arts, OUR, is in the process of scheduling a summer social where it would include a tour of a guided tour of their upcoming exhibit. It's going to be opening in February, running until midsummer, and the theme is Gateway to Himalayan Art. And so part of that will be the students that attend will be able to go through this tour, and then afterwards there would be a group art activity that UMFA would be helping us to get going. And so we don't have an official date scheduled for this. Once we do have this scheduled, we'll be able to let you all know.
Yeah, and the goal is I think that groups up to 50 people can sign up, and then we're looking at multiple shifts. And so if you know that your team, your research team is more likely to have a favored time, let us know. Angie is coordinating with UMFA, so it is on a Wednesday because the museum is open until 8 p.m. So we're hoping to get those later times. So then that way those research teams that have a preference for working until the 3-4 o'clock hour can still participate. So that's super exciting.
Just a reminder to our program partners, the SPUR student application does include links to our program partners website. I can share a link to our program partner page, but on there we have our different cards with all our program partners listed, and it does have a link out to your official program so students can learn more about it. And so we have listed those programs on the SPUR application. And so here's a link to the SPUR application too. Students are, as they are applying for SPUR, they are asked if they would be interested in being considered for another program. And if they select yes, then they can select which program they would be interested in being considered. And so when we do that last year, we piloted that. And so we would also like to get some feedback on like how that went and how we'll be explaining how it'll be going on for this upcoming cycle. But if any program would like to receive student applications from those SPUR applicants that said they were interested in being considered for your program, that would be shared with all of you in the first week of February. And so if you are interested in that, this would also have to be included in your MOU with OUR. And if anyone has any questions about that, you can definitely connect with me and we can go over that. And so for the process, programs do receive applications. You are able to review them, look over them. However, you are not able to reach out to those interested students until OUR has given you permission to do so.
Yeah, but that allows you to work with your committees to actually start reviewing the applications. And if you're super excited about one of those, the through our platform applicants, then you can also just let Angie know as well. So she can also start to flag earlier on whether or not that student is in strong contention for our other programs as well. So we're not bumping into each other and all of that fun stuff. I hope that helps folks. If anything's coming up, please do share anything you want us to promote. As you are a partner, you're prioritized. We can share your content in our newsletters as well as on our social media. And so, yeah, please keep connecting with Angie about that. So just some updates, and just as quick reminders, and we can always circle back to anything we didn't talk about if folks want to just flag anything now that we've kind of gone through the whole summer tour and summer activities and all of that. Is just very quickly, our spring research tours have been delayed until the fall 2025. So I want to thank everyone who did sign up to host a tour. Unfortunately, due to some adjustments in our team capabilities, we aren't able to host the tours this spring, but we are very excited to resume them back in the fall. We also wanted to let you know that we are currently in process to create a memorandum of understanding and agreements with Farmingdale State College, who would actually be interested in paying for their students to do remote research with University of Utah faculty. So if you are interested in your program being selected for this opportunity where another university pays for the remote researcher, and that there is remote possibility for the research that's happening with your teams, please do connect with Angie so we can make sure that once that goes live, that your faculty are considered strongly. We also wanted to announce that we have a new award, which is the Velati Venkatesan Research Award. We will be recognizing a student at the annual award ceremony this spring with a $1,000 cash prize. And so there's just some highlights is that there are some GPA requirements as well as specific disciplines that are preferred for this. The student can submit a letter of recommendation and a 10-page minimum paper. If they published elsewhere, they can just go ahead and submit that paper if it's already been published for consideration. We also still have our Monson Prize, which is $1,500 on the theme of social change, and that's also a paper prize. This year, we can award up to 2 students. So super exciting opportunities. If you have students in your research teams who are working on papers, who have published papers with faculty that would fit any of these topics, please go ahead and consider strongly having them submit for these awards. We would love to have them considered, as well as just a quick reminder, we have a D scholarship deadline that's coming up for the fall semester, as well as the OUR award ceremony. I really want to encourage all of you to nominate your faculty and your students for being recognized at this award ceremony if they have not been. I know you oftentimes maybe are a little bit humble and you're like, you know what, I should not be recognized. Somebody else, must do that labor. But you all are doing really awesome work. Your faculty are doing awesome work. We would love to recognize them. And so if you need any, suggestions or hints, if you want me to reach out to them and be like, hey, well, let's get you nominated, Rockstar, please do reach out. We would love to get you recognized or your mentors recognized that you're working in your teams. And so those are some of our reminders, as well as a reminder about our next meeting, which is April 8th. Angie will send you all a calendar invite because she's an awesome human being who's very organized and gets us all together. But let's just then let's pause. We have 8 minutes left. Any other things coming up for folks?
Yeah, I had a general question. This is Walita.
Yeah.
Are there any summer research programs that support international students? I just had a student reach out and yeah, I just want to support her because she's not eligible to apply for our programs.
I think that there might be, what you can do is if you want to send that inquiry off to Angie, Angie can forward it onto the partner list. Make sure your email goes out. I don't know if they can send emails out directly to the partner listserv. If they can, I don't remember our limitations of our listserv. So just send it to Angie and she can send your query on. It doesn't have to have the student name. It can just say international inquiry. And then maybe folks who weren't able to attend this meeting can share their opportunities. The ones that we do know of is, I remember Haumana o Pacifica. I remember they were considering it, but I don't know if they were able to move forward with funding students who were international. I know that was actually something that we'd been talking about before last summer, where they were very much interested in supporting students who were coming from other contexts, because a lot of our indigenous students of Pacifica are from other countries. And so that was one program that I know was interested in it. I know our program, it's students can be international, but they have to be international students at a university in the US. And so we do have limitations to how we can use our own funds. And so their status does not prevent them from participating in our programs if they're an international student at a US institution.
I might just also add that almost every year now we have an international students who are international student, but they study in the US, where they are not funded by the NSF RU grant, but I have some PI that when they apply or something like that, then we talk to them and then they are able to use their fund from other grant, other NSF to fund those students. So almost, yeah, I have 3 or 4 now every time. And then the last one actually is an international student. She's a US citizen, but she's studying in Abu Dhabi. It's a US institution also in Abu Dhabi.
Angie, maybe can you send the link to the program partners? Can you all look at your cards and just see if maybe we need to update your descriptions? And maybe we can put a line there if you accept international students, then that way they can inquire directly with your programs about opportunities as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and Angie, can you just maybe, and if all of you can check out, and Angie will send an email about this, just reminding you if you can just do a quick update to your cards. Great question.
Thank you, everyone, for the feedback.
I would just want to thank you all. We really can't do the work without you. And I want to thank my team. They do wonderful work for our campus partners, for all of you. We really want to support all students. So I want to thank you all for your partnership.
Really quickly, Gloria, you said you had some information you wanted to share.
This was about recruitment, and I wanted to share my screen. This is applications by a state that we have received in the GSRM program since 2019 to 2024. The purple states are applications that we received from a new state last year. But as you can see, we have several states that we have never received an application from since 2019. It's I like data and I wanted to share with you. We're actively trying to identify institutions and people in those states. But if you have a particular good luck with applications from those states, please let me know.
Angie
I'm
can
gonna
follow
stop
up.
sharing.
Angie, do you reach out to those AAU institutions located in those areas?
Yes.
Yeah, so we do reach out to them. They may choose to do what they want with the information. So Angie does reach out to offices that support students with research at campuses in those states. So
Yeah,
we have
it's curious that we never receive an application from them for those states. All right, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. All the work that you do and all the resources, and every year you even do better than last year. I know our teams are very grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you, everyone. 2 minutes to yourself. Thank you all for showing up. And thank you to my team for being here and doing all the work that you do. We'll see you all at the next program partner meeting, and Angie will be in touch, or you can just connect with her directly if you would like to connect with some information. We're always happy to connect with you all and support you.